Well, it'll be Brockton to touch the ball first here at the beginning of this game, as they'll have it at midfield mark. Brockton Boxer on the midfield logo, and they will touch it first as they play it back to their defense.
That's an unusual play, bringing it all the way back a few yards, 30 yards.
As this one's sent, and the first touch now for a Braintree player wearing the road white uniforms. As it's going to be played back, as now it is Brito sending it to the far side, where it'll be Braintree down on the far side and out of bounds. And we're going to have to be listening here. It's a pretty big stadium, and the whistles are pretty hard to hear here, Ted.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. I didn't hear that at all. Pretty good crowd here, too. Big stadium. The field conditions are very wet. Obviously, it was raining. It was really coming down pretty good earlier today. I was questioned at one point whether or not they're going to get the game in.
Now moving it is Nime. As Nime slips it over, and the shot from Baggett is wide, and Braintree will now have to play defense. It'll be a goal kick for the first time here in the game. Just a minute in.
Yeah, Baggett was out 30 yards plus, but not a bad shot. The ball really skipped off the wet turf and give the goalie all types of problems.
So that one sent to midfield, where Roach gets his first touch of the game, and now it's taken away by the Boxers as it's played back to Santos as he slips it across to the back. And on the challenge there is Harrington, and he wins the Braintree throw.
I think Braintree, historically, the way they play Brockton, they played these kids growing up. They always went down and played Brockton. Braintree's going to play a physical game, and sometimes they can get under the skin of the better team, as long as it's clean, of course. But Braintree is known traditionally as a very physical team. I think that's really what they have to bring tonight.
Throw from Braintree's end, gets the deflection. And now Nime able to touch it in the middle of the field, where both players go down, and now an injury on the field.
Yeah, that was odd, Mike. They both turned into each other, and they both might have hit their heads. Is that De Silva? No, I'm sorry, that's Jameson.
It's Jameson. These white uniforms are really throwing me off.
Yeah, that was odd, but they both inadvertently just turned into each other and it smacked heads, and they blow the whistle, so both kids have to come off.
And of course, you always think of concussion when you see head-to-head contact like that. And Jameson still talking with the trainer on the way off the field. I don't think either. Well, we don't necessarily know about the Brockton side, but don't think Jameson really has any sort of concussion past. So
they both went down to the ground, so they hit each other pretty good. So Corey Smith goes in. And he's really a jack of all trades. He's played a lot of center D. He's played some mid, and now
Braintree injury substitution number 2.
Skilled
Corey
player,
Smith.
fast player.
Brockton injury substitution number 8.
Always got to be ready.
Always got to be ready. We should know that from the whole season. That Braintree's gone deep into their bench, and it's the next man up. That's the motto.
Yeah, I mean every game you get just about every guy playing, including the goalies, and everyone's ready. Keeps everyone in the game.
Barbosa coming in for the injured player, as Smith, we already mentioned, coming into this game for Jameson.
Looks like their center forward's a very big kid. He looks to be about 6'4", Mike. Number 9, Xavier. He's a kid I think we're going to have to watch.
So it's played back to their keeper, as Chiritakis with his first touch. It'll be Chiritakis, and on the other side, Braintree with their usual goalie. Has been the case most of the season. O'Brien in the goal for Braintree, and now they'll be on defense here, as it'll be across the middle of the field where it'll be cleared out. Not a great clear, as Braintree now gets it over to Webster, and it's now going to be Smith. Uses the middle of the field, and Braintree can stretch it now to the far side. Baggett able to slip it to the midfield mark, where Braintree again will have it, and it's quickly given away. Deep in their own end, and a collision that will not see anything to come from it, as it's kept in bounce. And if that's the way the game is going to be called here, they're going to let him play a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good non-call. Both guys are going for the ball. The Brockton forward didn't have possession of the ball. They both were kind of going at it. The home crowd wanted the call, but that's a good non-call. That would have been right on the edge of the 18.
Right on the edge.
I believe. I get a hard time seeing where that is, but that could have. Worst case scenario could have been a penalty kick, Mike.
I don't think it was inside the box. I think it was just outside, like you said.
Very good.
But nonetheless, we don't have to worry about it because it didn't happen.
Yeah, I'll go with your eyes.
Get a little bit of glare from the very bright lights above. Actually turned out to be a nice night here after the downpours going on earlier this afternoon. And
typhoon conditions earlier.
Well, pretty mild conditions here. Nice temperature, no wind really to speak of. As this one played over in the direction of Smith. And now it'll be Brockton to play it again. So Braintree's going to have to be quick on their decisions against a very quick team like Brockton. And as you said, a team that can score in bunches. Looking at a couple of their decisions, they had a couple 4-0 victories this season. As going down the far side, there's the guy that you had referred to being one of their speedsters.
We have to watch him.
They have no number 9 listed on the roster I have here, but you had mentioned Xavier. Must be a different roster, I guess. Maybe a road number. So I'll have to make that. So number 4 on my roster is number 9, Xavier. As now a touch, and Brockton is onside. As waiting for a shot, as the Braintree defense trying to clear, and now it's offside, and Braintree able to clear it out now.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The Braintree defense a little on their heels, almost like a broken play in football. It just kept going back and forth, and the ref in the right position, and we get a offside call.
So it'll be O'Brien to send it out from his own end. Decent kick just shy of midfield. As it's played to the near side, right in front of the Braintree bench. A little tough to see right in front of the Braintree players who are standing up. And that'll be again another offside. That's the second already here, just 5 minutes in.
You can see they play aggressive, pushing the envelope a little bit.
It works, and of course it can be really getting frustrating to a team that continues to get called for it, but they're going to take their chances when they're there, and that's what they're trying to do. And Nime now trying to get Braintree something going as he gets taken down, no call. And now a call will come, and it will be offside again. So whatever.
I think they might call a dangerous play there. I think Nime, they might say played it when he was partially down. I'm not sure. Harrington got up that nice head ball there.
Either way, Nime was not getting the call for himself as it's played out of bounds.
I think the ref and the fans here thought he was trying to sell it a little bit.
Well, if they're not going to call the trip outside the box on the other end, I guess that's probably the right call.
You're right.
Pretty similar looking incidents.
Nice play by Bostrom.
Played back into the Brockton end.
They're not afraid to bring it all the way back, Mike.
Fernandez plays it to the near side. And now Smith trying to get down along the sidelines. Brockton's had most of the possession here to start this game. Nice takeaway by Webster, as Webster trying to get it ahead to Nyman. Seems like right now he's being marked pretty cleanly.
Yeah, they got
trying
the
to key in on him.
Nyman. For good reason, he's an explosive scorer.
Baggett trying to make a couple nice moves. Looks like he's sporting a nice fresh haircut out there, Mr. Baggett.
Now that opens up Baggett all the better because he's a guy who can make things happen also.
So neither of these teams, unlike a couple others that we have seen over the last couple games of the regular season, have not done anything with their hair to specialize that they were in the postseason.
See the ball slick. Harrington had the ball slip behind him on the attempted throw, and it's really slick.
As it's flicked to the middle of the field, and it's touched back again to their defense as they continue to bring it back. As it's kicked to midfield and further, where Harrington now hits it back to his goalie.
That's not a bad play. And this team, not afraid to play the long ball. You see that? That's a 50-yard pass.
That's a pretty common thing, I guess, in the Bay State, and even in the just in general in Division I. I mean, a lot of teams do that dump and chase type method.
Some do. The more controlled teams usually do not, or they'll do it once in a while. But some teams, that's what they do. That's their bread and butter. Go for the long ball, and hopefully the touchdown pass.
Think about that Newton North game and how many times the
they
Tigers did it.
You're
but
right.
I mean, they controlled the ball the whole time too. So I mean, it goes both ways, I guess.
Yeah.
If you think about a team that wanted to maybe take a chance here and there. And maybe they thought Braintree was susceptible to the deep pass. I don't know. You never know.
Yep.
Well, that'll be out of bounds for a Braintree throw as we played just over 8 minutes into this first half with no score and no shots on either side.
Nice throw by Roche.
Smith may have gotten away with a little push, but play will go on. They're letting him play early, which is a good sign.
I would expect the Braintree to pick up the play as the game goes on. I think there might be a little bit intimidated. It's tough coming into Brockton, big high school, biggest high school in the state, big stadium here, and they're going to get their soccer legs back.
Playing against some very talented kids as well. As this one played to the goalie again, as O'Brien will pick it up and he'll send it out. So O'Brien, who's been battling injuries off and on during the end of the season, good enough to go.
Last time I was at the Canton game on the road, where they lost on a similar night. And he got injured a little bit again.
Same issue,
I'm
shoulder,
not sure
collarbone.
What happened, but he bounced back. He's certainly rugged.
As Braintree able to intercept, as not able to clear as much as they'd like, but a foul will be called, and it'll be a Braintree free kick around the 40-yard line or so. So it'll be sent out at the 32 is where they have it marked on the turf field.
This is Bostrom. He's got a good leg.
So many different Braintree defenders. This one goes right off the attacker. As Roach now with some space, and he'll play it middle of the field, and Webster slowing down. Talked about a little bit of rugged play. Braintree has not had too many clean passes with Secession. As it'll be played back to the defense again for the Boxers as they slip it to the far side. Continuing to work it on the opposite side of the field, and now the middle is used. It is Xavier, and Xavier has it knocked away.
Roche clears it out, takes a skip off the turf.
So midfield is where the throw was for Brockton. As it again played too far. And in on the skip, it'll be O'Brien to send it back out. So not really much going on. Very quiet. Neither side's had an opportunity. Brockton had a chance inside the box. They weren't able to really get a shot off, though. And then they got called offside. But nonetheless, it's a team that has skill, and Brentry's got to be careful, especially on the outsides, as Harrington plays it to the perimeter and out of bounds again off of Braintree.
They got to cover up now.
That's a nice takeaway. Good gamble as Braintree with the interception. Baggett looking to go across the field, and that one knocked away from the touch of the oncoming Smith. Played back to the Brockton end. 28:40 to go here in the first half, and Braintree with the interception. Nime now with a step on the defender, and he gets knocked down from behind. And is that a foul? Yes, it is. Odd-sounding whistle, wasn't it?
I got some water in that whistle, Mike. I wasn't sure they were going to call that, or if they thought he just tripped on the turf.
Nime didn't really look like he was ready to take the shot. Looked like he was ready to shoot right when he got it because he thought he was going to get knocked down from behind.
That was odd, but let's go back to that great play by Baggett, stepping into the play in the defensive zone, and just plays like that really make a difference in a soccer game. Taking the ball away, and Webster also stepped up, and good scoring chance here, Mike.
So it'll be Baggett and Caruso, the two Braintree players, back, ready to potentially kick it, and they're going to move the ball back an extra yard for whatever reason.
Full 10 yards there. See what he does.
Baggett looking like he'll strike it. Sends it towards goal, in on goal, and a save is made.
Right.
Pretty routine stop.
Yeah.
And Chiritakis with his first save. As Braintree again with it, and Roach with a quick pass. Roach had a little bit to say for the defender on his way by.
Should be a member of the debate club.
Well, very vocal is his Brockton team, and that's the style of play they have. A team that really loves their sport. Of course, Braintree does too, but it's a very beloved sport here at Brockton High. Looking for a cross, and it's dangerous inside the box where Braintree's able to clear, not fully. And on their heels now, but Brockton
well defended.
Deciding to play it to the middle of the field. Now letting the shot go, and it goes wide. So a decent opportunity on a shot, but could have had better.
Yeah, that was a good cross by Brockton. He had it right on the line, and Boston was
Braintree
on him.
substitution number 11, Adosin D'Souza.
Carrillo will come out. Eddie De Silva, good player. He's had a lot of quality minutes this year.
Especially late in the season when Braintree's really been strapped for injured players. I mean, you think about the number of injuries they've had to deal with the last 5 or 6 games. It's all over the roster, too. Defense, goalie, and this shot a mile high and wide.
Brockton kid's looking for the call.
Or the corner, one of the two. Neither coming.
Yeah. These guys are pretty quick. You got to give them a little space. If you get on them too closely, they'll go by you.
So Braintree really with one decent look so far here in the first half, and that came off the free kick from Baggett. That was about 2 minutes ago.
So Brockton's really winning those head balls in the middle.
A little bit more size than Braintree in the air. A little bit more length and speed, as this one's going to be out of bounds. So it'll be another goal kick. O'Brien's been busy in the Braintree goal, sending it out.
And we've talked about it. Braintree's lucky to have 2 really quality goaltenders, and they've needed it, throughout the course of the game and the course of the season. Tim Wanagle's had to come in, and he's played great.
As that one is going to be Brockton playing it back into the Braintree end, and again, O'Brien will get it again.
You see different types of turf in soccer. Some is fast turf, this is fast turf, Mike.
Very fast, yeah.
A ball's going back and forth.
So we do know one thing, that the winner of this game will face Franklin, who pulled the upset against Natick, a 1-0 win. And the number 11 Franklin Panthers able to beat the number 6 Natick Redhawks, which a little bit surprising.
I guess it was. Franklin's a good sports town, but I thought Natick was a pretty good team.
Yeah, Natick played Braintree very tough, and the two teams tied. As Braintree will get the call. Smith got pushed down. And that game's on Thursday, so just a couple of days, and they played a day before, so they get 3 days off. We get just the 2 days. As Nime now flicks it quickly with the header. Here on the near side, Brockton. As that looked like a handball right in front of midfield. They didn't call it. And now the middle of the field. Here is Xavier. And that pass is out of the reach.
They keep coming, Mike. And they do different things. We were talking about the long ball. They also like to throw it down the wing.
Another substitution for Braintree. First time into the game.
Danny Blatz is going in.
Haven't seen him yet, which
No
surprise he's in the game.
He's a fine defender. He's also a specialty in the long ball, the long kicks.
Knocked over midfield by the Braintree defender. As that goes out of bounds, and the call goes the other way.
It's a nice play by Schmidt. He looked like he's banged up a little bit. Not sure what happened.
Well, he's been battling injuries as well. Another one of the wounded Braintree players. As that little blind pass did not work out as well as they'd like. They would have had a great chance if it worked. Trying to go across to Smith. They've targeted Smith a lot here early in this game. I don't remember him being used this much at
last
forward.
Year he played a lot of forward. This year, when he started off pre-injury, he was really a mainstay in the middle. He's a skilled player. He can play either. Sometimes in playoffs, you change things up a little bit.
Looking for a cross. It's the middle of the box. Cleared away, but nobody there for Braintree to defend. Shot taken and right on goal, and another easy save for O'Brien. So Brockton, they're a good team at finding open space. That's definitely one thing they've done early in this game.
That was a nice play by Bostrom just to get a foot on it, just to break up that pass a little bit.
The only thing in that situation maybe that Brockton had too much of was time. Sometimes when you have all that time, you overthink it. As the player gets upended, and now down on the field. The shot taken, and the shot goes wide, and it will be a free kick coming out.
Yeah, that was an odd little play. They both went up 50-50 ball. Number 10 came down awkward, and he's pleading his case, thinking that somehow Caruso did something. Caruso did not. His hands were down.
Substitution number 15, Christian Calder. Number 20, Matt Dwayne.
Okay, Dwayne called her in. And Gunning and Webster will take a breather.
So a couple disparities on the roster here. They're not having number 10 listed on the roster either, so doing the best we can here with the names, as that bicycle kick was dangerous.
I thought so, Mike. That could have been a dangerous play.
Both sides will feature that during the game, as that's offside again the third time.
Yeah, it's funny. Offside only applies
There's no yellow there.
When you're beyond the midfield.
Boxer's got to be careful after
see,
being frustrated.
Is he talking to him? But he didn't give him a card, did he?
No card.
He's
but
just talking to him.
There was a little bit of
he's pretty vocal.
delay type play.
You know, I'd get the 10 last time the guy blocked it, if you recall.
Yep, hit it right into him.
I would ask for 10. We'll just bring it back. Nice play by Caruso.
Caruso's the math major out in the field.
There we go. Just a little geometry there, but it doesn't happen very often to block it. But the number 10 did it last time. It did pretty effectively.
Especially off of a free kick like that. Maybe something in close you would see it blocked, but not necessarily from that far away from the goal. As it'll be sent out on the goal kick by Brockton. Knocked over the midfield mark, and a double deflection off of Blaskowski. And down on the far side, good battle as Dwayne comes in hard with the shoulder.
Yeah.
Both sides scrappy here in the beginning of this game. It's been a good early start, both sides. Open space here on the far side as Xavier able to keep it inbounds. Oh, nice takeaway as the Braintree defense able to steal it. And that's Roach, who's had a nice start to this game. And that one's in the middle of nowhere as that one played out of bounds.
Play by Roachy. I think it's Xavier down in the corner there. Roachy takes it, picks his pocket, and clears it out. Nice play.
Well, you need your best players to be your best players in the biggest stage, and of course, if you want to pull an upset, Braintree's going to have a very consistent effort here today.
Hold on.
What do we get here?
They're talking about something. I'm not too sure.
Backing the team up again.
Yeah, want them down.
Not sure why, because they are behind the boundary.
I want them off the line a little bit. I don't know who's complaining about it, but maybe looks like the Brockton coach might have said something.
Well, there's no way Brockton can be over the line because they're all sitting down.
They're all sitting down, and that's just the way they do it. And maybe the coach is going to enforce that also, sit down.
Maybe that's the way Braintree should do it right now.
Yeah,
they did it all season, if you think about it. They've been sitting down most of the way, but maybe it's the thing, trying to get their team hyped up, knowing how big of a game this is.
Good job by Dwayne getting up there.
As it'll be played out by Brockton, using the middle of the field. Long pass over the head of Bostrom, and 1-on-3 now go the Boxers. Looking to cut it back, and a nice feed as the shot is never taken yet. And they continue to work it backwards instead of taking a shot. Chip to the far side as Braintree in pretty good position defensively. Got to give Braintree some credit here early in this game, as this one flicked on goal and wide, and that will be a goal kick. So a pretty nice set play, but this is a game where you think you're coming on the road against a very good team in a tough environment to play in, and you expect the home team to bring their A game. So far, Brockton's played pretty well, but Braintree's weathered the storm, and they're playing right with them right now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. I think as the game goes on, I think Braintree will get stronger.
We'll get stronger, and I think maybe can wear down Brockton a little. That's the second time we've seen that bicycle kick try.
It can be a dangerous play in the defensive zone.
Of course, it looks pretty when you do it effectively. Just like the slide tackle, which is a lost art, which you've talked about this season. Braintree again going into the bench.
Braintree substitution number 12, Yusuf Morgan.
As Morgan comes back on.
Give Schmitty a breather. Schmitty had some good minutes out there.
Roach with the long throw and just missed the intended head of Baggett as the ball was loose and nobody went to it for Braintree.
No.
Nime was there.
Kind of a crazy spin
along with De Silva. Those are the kind of plays that hurt. Those 50-50 balls when you probably should win the race to it, especially in a good scoring territory. This is a Braintree team we know that can score from most places on the field. Creative flick, but that one again will go well wide. O'Brien
That's right, Mike.
quick to get to it.
Only really had one shot on net. It was that free kick by Baggett. So they're going to have to increase their scoring chances, obviously.
Haven't had many quality touches inside the 30 either, which if you're trying to score, generally inside the 30 is where you're going to do it. And that's going to be a handball on Braintree.
Yeah, that's it, because if you're moving the hand up.
Inadvertent, of course, but that's the right call. Yep. 16 minutes to go here in the first half.
I think he's bringing it up too much, though. Watch another long ball, Mike. Nope.
They go short with it, just to fake you out, Ted.
That's it.
Well, this is a team. This is why they're so effective. You don't really know what to expect. Just in that situation, you think they're going to go long with it, they go short, and then you think they're going to take a shot, they cross it. It's a team with a lot of different offensive weapons. As now Xavier to the middle of the field as they work it back to Barbosa. And Xavier back with it.
Nice step.
Tough pass, and Braintree able to intercept Baggett coming flying in, and he's not going to get a call. Going one-on-one now is Barbosa going against Roach, as Roach on defense, and the save is made by O'Brien.
Barbosa's pretty quick, little inside-out move, and used Roach as a screen and just popped it in there. Any shot's a good shot tonight, the ball being wet.
A little bit of a bobble from O'Brien, but with nobody around him, no real chance for Brockton to get to it. Haven't had many touches for Nime either. He's had the ball, but not for very long. And if Braintree wants to have a chance to get something going on offense, I think it's going to start through him.
He's been their scorer. He's had, I think, at least 15 goals, and a lot of big ones too.
And a couple of multiple goal games as well.
And like any good goal scorer, he becomes a different player when he has a chance to score. He just does things that you don't usually see. The goal against, was it Newton North?
Newton North.
That was one of the better
I was
goals
just thinking
I've ever
about
seen.
that.
Yeah. Nice play by Caldor.
Had to slow that one down a few times to watch it and just see the number of dekes, but I mean, you talk about individually, that was one of the best goals you'll see. Braintree's had a handful of excellent shots this season from outside the 30 on strikes from Baggett.
Nice head ball by Brockton. Keep it out of the middle.
So it looks like Braintree still without the services of Toy, who was battling that injury with the broken nose, and I don't see him here in this game.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a big loss.
That's a big loss. He's
well, I guess that's why I hadn't seen Smith up front. That's where Toy would generally play.
Yeah, he's a talented player. He brings a lot of energy to the team.
Toy would love to be out there. I know that. He's a difference maker when he's on the field. And who's the call going against? Going against Braintree. I didn't see for what.
Call that a handball. I think Caldor might have hit Caldor inadvertently, but they call it. Sometimes you don't move your hand, they don't call it if it doesn't affect the play, but the crowd started yelling for it. Then 2 seconds later, the whistle was blown.
Shot taken, and that's did not work for Brockton as they send a tough shot that skips in front of O'Brien, but he boxed that one out like he's playing basketball. Those are the most dangerous, those in-between hops. Anytime the ball bounces 5-10 yards out in front of you, you generally know where it's going to land, but when it lands right in front of you, sometimes it can take an awkward hop. At least on the turf, not as much. Grass, you never know.
Right.
Not many grass fields left in the Bay State Conference. Is Needham one of the few?
No, they played on turf.
They play on turf now?
Walpole is one. That might be it.
Another call going against Braintree.
Braintree's sleepwalking out there a little bit. They're really not.
Too many mistakes right now. Too many fouls, too many lazy plays. And with just 12 minutes to go in the first half, this is a second straight free kick just outside the 30-yard line. The last one, nothing really doing for Brockton as they play it short this time. Now a shot taken, and O'Brien again. He has been under siege here in this first half. That's must be the 10th or 11th shot on goal. None of them have been all that complicated.
A lot of them from the outside. But you're right. He's handled a lot.
Good win in the air by Dwayne.
Yeah, Dwayne is really bringing some presence to the center.
Roach overruns it. And now trying to get back in the play, and he does. As that goes out of bounds.
This will be a tough situation here. And they're going to have to defend on the throw-in.
As this one sent on goal and sent wide, up and over.
Got Perillo and Schmitty coming in. Morgan will
Braintree
come out.
substitution number 2, Corey Smith.
And Shawnee
Number
Bostrom will take a
23,
breather.
John
Some good minutes out there.
So another half that has been controlled by the opponent. Braintree's still hanging in there.
Yep, Matty again. I mean, he's been a difference in the middle. He's winning these 50-50 balls.
Might be one of your better guys in the air on this team.
He's a big kid.
Physical player, too. Caruso's pretty good in the air as well.
Yes, he is.
On defense.
A lot of it's just timing and positioning. He's using his hands, just getting away with it.
Braintree's not had many calls go their way early in this game. But Brockton's controlled the play, which isn't all that surprising. To the back post it goes, and Blaskowski did just enough to slow down the chance in front. In a sport like football, that might have been some sort of an interference play on Blaskowski. He ran a little inadvertent
I think he
play.
did just enough.
Just enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't a blatant play, but it definitely slowed him down enough not to get a piece of that ball. As Braintree plays it out now by O'Brien. Got to get some good touches here. Webster's had a couple of nice touches in this game, but not many others for Braintree getting the ball up the field. Smith's been very involved in the offense as well, but Baggett and Nime have not had too many touches, and those are the players you really like to have the ball in the middle of the field.
Watch out.
Oh, that's a giveaway. Caruso, though, able to save his own bacon.
Well, he thought De Silva was going to pick that up, and they
little miscommunication.
Communication, that's all. Nice step.
Here we go. Solo's been good. He's been real good this year. He's that type of energy guy. He's always going 100 miles an hour when he's on the field. Nime now trying to slow it down. I think one of these times, if you're Braintree, maybe you take a chance on a gamble on one of their defenders. Trying to go for that one of those slide tackles, get the ball cleanly, and go the other way.
They do handle a lot back there.
Mistakes do happen in high school. Of course, any sport, but specifically in big games, you think about maybe the stage being too big at any point. And mistakes do happen, especially in a playoff game. As Roach coming in with the forearm. He's never going to shy away from the physical contact.
Oh, jeez, I don't know about that. Is he giving him a kick?
Yep. He's got something to say for him, too.
Yeah, that was a flop. If they're giving it to him, he just fell down. He collapsed. It is a kick. That's a sell.
Sometimes you get the little bit of the language barrier, too, when you get the two teams.
Well, Roachy can talk smack in all languages.
Well, we'll find out after the game.
What do you do here? Are they going to go far post? Probably.
Look like the Brockton offensive player is an offside position.
He's offside, you're right. And Harrington and he maybe were discussing something. I don't know, but yeah, you're right. There is offside as opposed to the throw-in. There isn't.
Braintree with a two-man wall out in front. This is a dangerous little spot because he could go sneaky to the short post.
Yeah, you're going to watch out. OB's got a lot to look at.
They go short with it. Now bending it towards the goal, and that one right through the Braintree defense.
Great concentration by O'Brien. Everyone's thinking back post, little short pass. You know, he was screened in front. And, that's a nice save by O'Brien.
That one right through Gunning's foot.
Yeah, he tried to clean it out, and it kind of skipped over his foot. Got a stop ball here.
As that opportunity goes wide, and it'll be a goal kick. So Braintree will send it back out. 7 minutes to go here in this first half. No score. Braintree's been in a lot of tight games this season, so this plays right into their hands. Brockton, not as much. This is a team that when they win by a lot, and when they lose, they're not generally as close.
No, you're right. They were 13-5. They beat a lot of teams.
Good goal differential, but
yeah,
those were in blowout wins, most of those goals. But again, this is a team, Braintree's seen Brockton, I believe, the last 3 or 4 seasons now, regular season and a couple times during a postseason game as well. So these two teams actually met, I believe it was at Marshfield High School in a monsoon.
I remember that game.
That was 4 years ago, I believe.
Yeah, that was.
And it was a high-scoring affair in unbelievable weather conditions. Christine was there with us for that game, and that was one of the craziest games I've ever seen. And Braintree nearly pulled the upset. It's Braintree awaiting a shot, but not able to get it off. Again, De Silva in the midst of a miscommunication with Gunning.
That's a nice slide tackle.
Yep.
He's a long body, that kid, and that was well done.
Roach did a nice job to hop over that.
Oh yeah, he's an athlete. He really is.
That would have hurt. Get taken down, but he did get the ball cleanly. Nice throw, switching the fields, and Nimes apparently offside.
There's no offside on the throw-in, so I'm not too sure what that call is.
Well, both sides have been whistled on that 3 different occasions now here in this first half. So whatever was the postseason meeting with the MIA officials, they want to call it offside whenever possible, I guess, on anything questionable. But I guess if you think about it, you don't want a goal to be scored on what should have been called offside either. So
yeah, we discussed it's a tough rule to interpret, or to call right, I should say.
Should have been a foul there, I think, just outside midfield. De Silva looked like he was being held.
There's another long ball.
And O'Brien again.
O'Brien's communicating well with the defenseman. Number 7's getting a lot of space there with the ball.
For two teams that can definitely score, this has not had that type of making here in the early going. Maybe after halftime it'll open up a bit, but there's not been too many great opportunities on either side, even though there's been a ton of whistles and free kicks. Maybe Braintree trying to pocket one late, as on the far side, played neatly to the middle of the field. Harrington trying to work his way up the fields, trying to get back from his defensive position. We've seen him use the midfield position as well at times during the season. Long ball up the field. O'Brien coming out, and O'Brien just in time.
That was a great play by O'Brien, and I'll tell you what, Roche waved him out. He said, come out of the net, come out of the net. It was almost in no man's land.
That was close.
That was very close.
Do not want to see a goal given up like that when you're out of the goal.
That number 9, Xavier, can really, really move.
Well, the Boxers have obviously controlled the play, but they do not have a goal on the board, and Braintree has them right where they want them, I guess, at this point in a 0-0 game. As it'll be another Brockton throw. Haven't been too many throws. Most of the stuff's been in the middle of the field. We've seen a lot of free kicks, but not necessarily a ton of throw-ins. And a whistle against Braintree again. Far side.
I think they're going to call Harrington for using the body. This will be a free kick.
Dangerous spot. Late in the half. 3 minutes to go here in this first half, Ted. It's a pretty nice ball to the back post, but too far.
Too much on that, but...
Braintree claiming that they were offside as well. Head coach Jameson right on top of it.
Yeah, you're going to watch. You're going to get your point across in a diplomatic manner, Mike, without ticking the refs off. And I think you're right. These guys are. They push the envelope when it comes to offside.
Short kick from O'Brien. Does work its way to midfield and further. As Brockton used the middle of the field. Xavier looking to go against one-on-one with Gunning. As it'll be Barbosa. playing it back to their defense. As it'll be Brito. And again to Xavier. Barbosa again. Little triangle going on here. Is Braintree able to clear it back out? Final 2 minutes now as the clock will be stopped on the scoreboard, and the official time will just be on the field, although they did not stop it yet. Now they did.
It's good pressure. You can see 9 put pressure on number 7. There's a lot of room back there.
Official time will be kept on the field.
As this one sent into the Braintree end. Again, O'Brien coming out, and O'Brien, oh my goodness. He played that a little bit too carefully.
Yeah, that kid can move.
Couple of close calls here for Braintree as Naim goes down. That was a clean play.
Yeah, that was a 50-50 ball.
I know the Braintree side not happy about it, but looked pretty clean to me. And of course, we're Braintree announcers here, so doing our best to be as neutral as possible.
There's a good chance for Roche here. They haven't been squawking about his throw.
You've probably seen it before.
Yeah.
Braintree's going to have some work to do at halftime, though, to try and figure out some ways to creatively get something going on offense. Because, like you said, really just that one shot. It's both sides in the midst of a battle, and the call's going the Brockton way.
There's another long kick here.
They're going very quick with the ball once they get the free kick.
You don't need another whistle, and that's one thing about soccer. You can just kick it right away.
Sometimes it's an advantage, sometimes it's not. If your players aren't set up the way you expect, it doesn't really help you. But, of course, it does keep the opponent back up as Braintree with the missed kick.
That's fine. I mean, that's
worked out actually better, maybe.
It's the ball skipping off the wet turf, and it really makes it difficult to time that and get your foot on it.
Smith's back in his defensive spot now. Back in his norm.
Nice step by Caruso.
Ooh, a little bit of a overrun from the Brockton players. Brito now lets that one go out of bounds, and Braintree with a late opportunity here.
Yep.
Roach wants the ball.
Get him the ball.
This might be the final throw in here. Braintree's not even going to get the throw as Roach took a little bit too long. And nonetheless,
the ball boy or the ball man, it took about 30 seconds to get the ball.
So it took away what could have been a opportunity late in the half, but nonetheless,
usually they give him the throw, Mike.
Nonetheless, a first half that was controlled by Brockton. No score, though, after 40 minutes of action here at Rocky Marciano Stadium. And the Womps in a scoreless game here in the first round matchup with number 3, the Brockton Boxers.
Yes, I still have one of these 3 Musketeers left. Thought I ate them all. Whoa. Free tickets to a movie? It's gonna just keep getting better.
Hey, can we get our ball back?
Dude, that was a nice 3-pointer.
What can I say, man? I just got that look with me.
Dude, today is absolutely
We'll see what happens. Braintree will get the ball first to start the second half. And now it'll be Baggett working his way as it's worked over to Naim as he plays it back to Harrington on defense to the outside and off of Braintree.
Couldn't get that done, but I don't think that's a bad idea
Also
to switch the
Brockton
fields up with these
halftime
guys.
Substitution number 12, Eric Brito.
Nice little header in the middle of the field. Baggett with some space, and I think this is more of what Braintree needs to do is get him in the open field.
Oh, it's a nice move.
As he cuts back, now he's going to be double teamed, and the call is going to go the other way as the throw is taken quickly. As Braintree right back with it. Baggett very aggressive here to start the second half. I like the nature that Baggett's come out here in the first minute.
Yeah.
A lot of touches. He's got to touch the ball more.
Yeah, he's the best player. He's the best soccer player, with all due respect to Caruso. Caruso's a great defender, but Baggett, your center, your senior midfielder, he's going to have to start with him.
Well, Braintree's going to get a throw here. It looked like it was a Brockton throw. Change and throw.
Kid from Brockton is arguing his case. This is a big chance here, Mike.
Well, we know Roach can throw it right in towards the goal. Here it comes. Braintree looking to take advantage. In front, it's headed high. And now Brockton not clearing it fully. A little flip-on shot, and that's stopped, but that's a good shot from Braintree. At least something positive as they go out short with it. And getting that shot was gunning.
That was a left-footer volley, not an easy shot, and he got it off. That's a good bid.
Well, whatever was said at halftime, Braintree's come out much stronger than they did to begin that first half. That could have been easily an offensive call. Looked like some forearm work, push off. Almost like a football stiff arm as that goes out off Braintree. And Roach is going to get himself in some trouble now.
I think going to give him a yellow card. Let's have a quick yellow. Let's have a quick yellow just for monkeying around. And you got to watch. Hey. Look at these guys.
Play with one ref, I guess.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Brockton, they don't mess around with the throw-ins or the kicks. They take them right away, because the only thing that can happen is they can blow the whistle if you do it too quick. And it's pretty smart soccer there. But Roach will take a seat.
It's an opportunity that Brockton should not have had, of course, with the yellow card. Got to start winning the ball in the air now, as it's played to the middle of the field for Smith. Quick touch, and off of Nime, now back to midfield.
Yeah. I think the coaching staff wants Braintree to challenge the Brockton boxers in all areas of the field.
Looked like a handball there, Ted, off of the bounce. They didn't call it. Oh, wow, that's a big collision. Of course, it's going to be a foul.
He stood his ground. A little shoulder work there. I think the kid sold it a little bit. This is outside. There's a dangerous scoring chance here.
Which has got to be able to keep their emotions in check here. I know they're getting a little frustrated, but they've been the better team to start the second half, and you really don't want to give away an opportunity here. It's a dangerous scoring chance. See if they stay on side as the shot drilled. And that one up and over the field goal posts.
No, you're right, Mike. You're going to find the right balance between playing aggressive and not taking stupid penalties. But I think certainly just drawing the inference of how Braintree's coming out, I think the coaching core wants them to play more physical. Play clean, but play physical, because that's, I think, the only way they beat these guys. Is kind of maybe get under their skin a little bit.
And you know what comes with physical play, more fouls, generally.
Yep.
Which you have to live with. I mean, if you're going to play more physical, you're going to have to expect there's going to be more calls against.
Right. You want to keep it clean, certainly, but you want to play within the rules, or you want to play aggressive.
Well, that's a handball there. How do they not get that?
Maybe they played the advantage. I'm not sure, but that was clearly a handball. But I'll tell you one thing: the referee doesn't want to hear is any BS from the kids, and the kids should sit down.
If anything, you hear from the coach, and that's it.
You got Coach Jamison who knows the game, and
ooh, that's pretty athletic to hit that one.
Yeah, you wonder where it's a dangerous play, where it's not, when the cleat's by your head. But Nime's gonna, See, I think the refs are getting sick and tired of, there's nothing. It's not the debate club, Mike. Every whistle, both teams are yelling and screaming, and he's going to play the game.
We'll see if Braintree can get something from this throw.
Danny Blatz has come in for Roche.
Roach is set to come in now. At this, what do we get here?
We got I believe it's a throw-in. Roche's going to go back in, and this guy, he's at number 6 there. He's complaining on every play.
Well, it's starting to get chippy.
Yeah. See what Roach can do.
Definitely not rivals by any means, but these two teams don't like each other. As this one thrown into the box, and it's cleared back out where Harrington heads it back in towards the box, and the cross off the outside, and a corner. The goalie touched it.
Where that wet ball came in, that was a pretty good play. Ball came out on the throw. Harrington headed it in.
Smith made a nice play right on the boundary.
That's a great play. Yeah, and this is their first corner of the day, Mike.
First corner. It'll be Baggett to take it down on the far side of the field. As Braintree chips it to the middle. Loose, and a chance for Roche to shoot it, and he shoots it just wide.
Oh, not a bad take. Bouncy ball on the wet turf, not an easy shot, but he got the knee over the ball, let the thing go. Unfortunately, went wide, near side.
Roche doesn't get many opportunities like that generally during a game, and able to get a decent shot off from that spot. A lot of times you see a lot of the players shoot it high, and it doesn't give you an opportunity, but he shot that one low, got it through, and unfortunately a little wide. Well, Braintree's probably been the better team to start the second half. More control and more opportunities. Already doubled their scoring opportunities in this game.
They're playing with more confidence for sure.
Well, they saw what they could do in that first half, and they know their style of game can play with them if they do it that way. As Brockton now trying to spread the field. Barbosa, and O'Brien is there. And if he wants, he could throw it out quickly. They got a couple tired Brockton players back.
Nice little passing actually Brockton there. They're quick.
Baggett missed it on the header, but does get it this time. Naim to the outside.
Put the pressure on.
Solo just a little bit too far out.
It's good to see the pressure of the defense and force a mistake, and that's what they really weren't doing in the first half.
A little sloppy by Brockton here to start the second half. A couple of mistakes and trying to get Naim involved. He's done it 3 times now. Same kid. That's Fernandez. As Caruso may be tested here. Nice job. That's a nice kick.
Yeah.
Not only did he pivot with the ball, as Naim's going to be interfered with, and now he's offside. Wow. 40 yards out.
Yeah, he's got to, anytime you're over midfield, you got to watch out for that call.
Well, the second half has definitely brought more entertainment value than
for sure
the first half had.
That's
a nice takeaway.
That's a nice play.
Naim, that's a good ball to the far side. He's got a challenge here. Now Roach in a one-on-one battle here. Good defense.
That's a nice play by Roche.
Sillo on that nice job defensively, and Roach again able to knock it out of bounds. So Roach does have a yellow in this game, which is of note, of course.
Yeah, you gotta be careful there, for sure.
And it was really something that he knows he shouldn't have done, but he got in the moment of it. That's Braintree able to head it away. And Naim now right in front of the Brockton bench as it goes out of bounds. And he's trying to say he was pushed, but he's not going to get the call.
Sure.
Opportunity here for a cross to the back post, and somehow it did not find its way on goal.
Yeah, Braintree's lucky there not to give up a goal. Pretty nice play by number 6, the forward for Brockton. That's a great cross. Right on the turf, right in front of the net.
Who had the chance.
And Braintree was able to cover up and make sure no one got a
gloves just
clean
thrown
on
off.
They got the guys. I don't know why he had his gloves out there. It's not that cold.
Nope.
The gloves are off, Mike.
I guess so. Figuratively and literally, right?
Just throws him on the turf.
As that one is going to be out of bounds. course, what Roach did was a little bit worse than that, but that's enough to, in my opinion, that's enough of a delay. Obviously thrown in frustration, but still.
Oh, nice head ball.
Middle of the field, and it's cleared out by Xavier. Harrington, nice little caressing play, still onside as Smith able to get to it. Going to the far corner now, looking across, and
nice
could not touch it.
Pretty.
Could not cross.
Yeah, it's a great idea though. Takes it right down to the end line.
He's had a couple of nice little ideas here in the second half. Takes a Braintree bounce over to Baggett, and now Nime. As it's cleared back into the defensive end where Bostrom plays it down the sideline. Knocked back again for the play of Bostrom, who heads it to the middle of the field for Gunning. Gunning trying to cut through a couple defenders. Nice little turn from Pasillo as it uses the middle of the field now. And Harrington flicking it as that works out well for Smith. Smith, the chip pass, and unfortunately Webster slowed down. Did not expect the pass. A couple of quick turns in this half. We saw one by Caruso and then that one there by Smith. Pretty nice play to keep momentum moving forward. As this one played towards O'Brien, who's again had a ton of touches but not necessarily anything crazy.
It's an 80-yard play, Mike. There, just
pretty routine though. I mean, that's just giving away possession at this point. Well, the way this one's playing, Braintree's right with them. This is a 50-50 battle heading into the second half. Anything can happen. One goal could win this game, and Braintree gets a break. Could have a chance to steal one here on the road.
Nice play by Boston to get it out. Got to cover that center.
Played to the outside where Harrington has to defend, and it goes out of bounds for a goal kick. Back into the game is De Silva as Pasillo comes out. Pasillo.
That was quick. He played well out there.
Braintree
Really
substitution,
pressured
number
Brockton.
11, Adosin D'Souza.
Nice flick from
Brockton substitution,
Baggett.
number 6, Christian Santos.
As we'll have a whistle, and Braintree will get the ball.
Quick, that kid. Barboza, he can really move. They're chirping, they're chirping. Every game, they'll chirp.
Well, when things aren't going your way, you find a way to think about something else, and a chance now at the other end. Harrington has to be careful not to foul, and does a nice job.
Yeah.
Should have had better from that, in my opinion, if you Brockton. That pretty much had a 1-on-0. I mean, didn't even get the shot on goal.
Yeah, you gotta.
They're cheering, but I mean, I don't really know why. That wasn't a great chance.
You gotta watch out for the transition. Now the coach is questioning Rochi's throw. It happens. It happens every game.
Oh wow, that's a push in the back if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Well, Webster didn't complain.
Brockton fans not complaining about that one though.
Another opportunity. Here comes O'Brien, and he storms out. Able to use his feet there instead of coming in, which most keepers generally go for the ball there and grab it, and that's when you see an injury.
That was a great play by Matt O'Brien, senior goaltender. He's done that twice tonight, and that's fearless coming in. Like no room for error at all.
My only thing is I wonder if he's coming in with his feet instead of his shoulder because he's already had an injury to his shoulder. Doesn't want to further infect it.
I don't know. The way he does it, not only does he get the ball, he clears it out. The same, just gets it out of harm's way. It's pretty good.
Thrown in, and Smith now able to feed it over for Webster, who was slowed down with a little bit of interference. And Roach now. Maybe that little yellow card gets him back involved in this game if he needed any more involvement.
Yeah,
That'll fire him up.
Yeah. No room for error now. We need him there. They're going to be yelling about it. Put in the net. That'll silence him.
Here comes the throw from Roach. Right to the back post. Inside now, it is Smith. Gets a piece. Still loose in front. And Braintree not able to get a shot off as Brockton will clear it out. Oh, that's dangerous here for Caruso, who's being held. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Got to call it. Yeah,
He should have been called 10 yards ago.
Well, the flag on the play, he grabbed him.
The 15-yard penalty there.
Yeah, that's he got it. You know, we've discussed they don't blow the whistle immediately
For
just to see
play
what
on.
the advantage
Yep.
is going to be, and that's a good call.
Well,
Boston with the free
the
kick.
initial contact was enough for a foul, and then the second part of it was just ridiculous with the grab and then the throwdown. Harrington thought about going for the ball, decided to stay back on defense. And now Brockton looking to catch Braintree in a little bit of a gamble up the field. Another chance here for Nime. Nime looking to get to it. The defense playing it back to their keeper, and that worked out.
Because who was it?
Chiritakis
Fernandez, he
now will
always
send it
does
out.
The bicycle kick. Thought about it from there.
Would have to be careful in that spot, though, because
Sure.
Nime was right on him. And like you said, if he tried the bicycle kick, it would have kicked him right in the head.
Good pressure by Nime. I'd like to see that. They're hearing the footsteps.
Well, Braintree going to be called for an illegal throw, I believe, this time.
Maybe he lifted his foot. Not sure.
Either that or he went over the boundary, one of the two. Well, the referee was looking right at it, so whatever one of those two it was, as that's going to be a penalty
It's a nice
on a
play
trip.
by Schmitty to come back and grab the ball and draw the foul, and Braintree could take their time to get their bodies up.
A little bit of frustration maybe built in here for Brockton, who has not seen the score go the way they had anticipated in a 0-0 game with 23 minutes to go in the contest. As play is onside. Good step by Harrington on defense. As the player goes down, and he is going to get the call from it.
Yeah,
That's pretty soft in a game that has seen a lot.
yeah, that's tough to accept there. He just fell down.
In a game that has seen a lot more physical play than that, that's not enough to draw a free kick from there.
Sometimes you get that when you're playing home, and Brockton's getting that call. But
It's one of those situations where it's, no matter what, it's a playoff game. You want it officiated as well as it can be officiated. In my opinion, they missed that one.
let's watch what they can do here, Mike. Do they
What are they going to do,
go
mark it
long
back
or the-
10 yards?
or the short pass?
Yeah. I know in the professional soccer, they come out with a little spray can. They mark it off where you can stand the 10 yards or whatever it
There
is.
you go.
They're not going to do that here, of course. It's going to give an opportunity for a shot that goes wide to the near post, and another chance that goes by the board for the Boxers as Braintree goes into their bench with Dwayne, Blaskowski, and Calder back onto the field.
Braintree substitutions: number 5, Dan Blankowski. Number 15,
You got Gunning, Webster, and Harrington coming off. And
number 20, Matt
Braintree's look
Boyne.
pretty good so far the second half. You know, creating some pretty good scoring chances, and they're playing some great D.
Is that one over midfield? Played back into the Braintree defensive end, where Bostrom now trying to do enough to let that one go out of bounds, but it does not. That's a sent to the middle of the field. Tough ball from Caruso.
Watch out. Watch the shot.
As the shot taken up off the crossbar, it goes, and it stays out. And
Nice
Braintree
ball,
clears it.
yeah.
Now you can maybe catch him here. You get a lot of players for Brockton up the field. Well, you called it, Ted. You saw something dangerous
that
starting to result.
Well, the kid had a running start, and the ball came out just on the 18. He had a real good look there, and almost looked like he took it the outside of his right foot, had a little spin on it, and hit the crossbar, thank goodness. Dodged a bullet there, Mike.
Well, best scoring opportunity of the game right there. And it goes off the crossbar.
Matty Dwayne with the long ball. And put some pressure on. There's no reason not to start. There's only 20 minutes left. You gotta run.
What's that?
You know, I've never seen that play.
I didn't know you
before.
could throw it inside the box.
Kind of an odd play.
Oh, now it has some space. 2-on-3 with the Braintree defense. Slowing it down. Caruso, excellent defense.
That's a great play by Caruso.
Calder now has to be aware, and he is, as it's out of the reach of De Silva. And Braintree has to be a little careful here. It looks like Brockton's starting to feel it. They're starting to get their chances, which you knew they were going to get, but I'm surprised it took them this long to get them.
Very quick on the transition.
And a call going Braintree's way.
You'd like to see Blatz take this.
Brockton substitution, number 14, Giovanni Martins. Number 22, Derek Rita.
Make sure you stay on side of this because they are calling it, Mike. Ref's in the right position.
As this one sent towards the box, and it's headed away. And Dwayne, tough battle there, one-on-one.
Nice
Able to get a piece of it. If he can slip it to the outside, put Braintree in a nice spot. And that's a Braintree ball.
That's good hustle by Matty Dwayne, the junior midi.
Well, there's 18 and a half to go here, Ted. And if the score does not change, we would go to bonus time. A lot of the playoff games do go extra time. There are always a lot of close one-score games. Braintree called again. The second time.
Hearing the local fans and coaching core getting their point across, and this is when home field advantage really is an advantage, Mike.
Well, it's not surprising to see it potentially once in a game, but to see it twice, two different players, that's a little surprising. Harrington called earlier, and now Roach this time.
Nice play by Boston to get up.
That's not a good header from Brockton. It gave Braintree an opportunity, but a little bit too far out of the reach of Nime, who just continues to not really get many good touches in an area where he can get a shot off. When he does touch the ball, though, he can make things happen, as we know, but just hasn't had those opportunities to make things happen here in this game. Almost looks like some sort of fog rolling in here, Ted, as we have a chance at the other end. It's offside.
Yeah, he was about 5 steps offside. That's a good call, and you know, wasn't sure he was going to call it, but he got it right. He was a good,
especially when you're that far ahead of the last defender. You wonder how he could be that far ahead.
How could he be that open? Yeah, he was 5 feet behind Roche. You got to challenge that.
Somebody's got to go to the ball right there. De Silva now trying to battle 1-on-2, and he gets thrown down. No call. This one's popped high in the air by Dwayne as Blaskowski comes in there. And Braintree right now having a little bit of trouble getting that ball in the air as Baggett takes it away. Now gets tripped from behind. And are we going to yellow? Are we going to get a yellow? I think we will. Yes, we will.
Yeah, that's a good call. Eric Brito.
That's enough.
Senior captain, he got beat on that, and he wasn't trying to play the ball. He was just
no.
trying to hit him in the ankles.
That took away what could have been a good opportunity up the field. And not only that, but you have to think Baggett, you know, being one of Braintree's most talented players with the ball, could have had an opportunity to move it up the field.
21, Henry Matthew.
So that'll be a yellow card. Both sides have now seen one. As Baggett now trying to rise, and he gets upended. As play continues, Calder to the outside. As play is still onside.
Wow.
Is that a corner, Ted?
I can't believe.
Yes, it is.
See what he did there? He flipped it over his back in the 18-yard line. That's unusual play,
yes.
Mike. Unorthodox. We've got a quarter kick. Big chance here.
Got to cash in on one of these.
Yeah.
There's only just over 15 minutes left, Ted, here in this game. Aren't you trying to steal this one here on the road? Going to the near post in front and just headed over.
Up and over. Matty Dwayne had someone on his back. Got his head on it. Just over the crossbar. Nice cross by Baggett. That's Braintree's best scoring chance of the night.
I don't know if that would have counted. I don't know if they called something on that. The referee was pretty emphatic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a little boxing out going on in there. I couldn't really see.
Nonetheless, it didn't go in, so we don't have to concern ourselves with that. But it's very tough to hear from here, the whistles on the field. D'Souza able to take it away. Could have slipped that pass over to Nime. He would have had a great chance.
Nice
Good gamble from Roach. Roach now. That's a handball. They did not call it.
Again, they played the advantage on that.
Oh, they're not going to call the handball. They're not going to call that.
I think they played the advantage on the handball.
Nime now. Inside the box. Nime slips the pass. A chance for Calder. Fires it, and he got it blocked. Braintree bringing some heat here. Oh, what a giveaway. What was that? That was a terrible pass from the Brockton defender. Lucky wasn't taking in more advantage there by Braintree.
Yeah,
that was a careless mistake.
It all started with Roche taking that gamble, stepping up, and got the ball clean. That was a great play.
Well, those are the type of mistakes you need to take advantage of if you're Braintree. You get a careless mistake like that, and that chance for Calder, that was a good one. Real good chance, and unfortunately the ball got blocked. He can shoot the ball.
That was a nice pass. Nice pass in front.
He had plenty of velocity on the shot, but it was blocked. Biggest save of the game for Brockton right there, and it was saved by the defender, not the goalie. He's had some good minutes off the bench. Very physical player, big body.
Nice play by Blatt, stepping up.
Here's Nime. Nime slides it to the outside just out of the reach of Calder.
That was a good look by Nime.
Good idea, but I think maybe Nime could have been a little bit more selfish there and maybe gone for the shot as the player's upended.
Calder will get called.
And a yellow now. Well, that seems to be the common thing now after a lot of the warnings. Everything is now being carded.
Got gunning, yeah. Calder just kind of ran him over, basically.
Well, you can see why there's some frustration on the side of head coach Jamison. That's the first time he's done that, too, which is more of the head-shaking situation. But I guess if you're going to call it one way.
Choke.
Yeah, just loose inside the box. Braintree looking to clear, and Dwayne sends it to the outside for Gunning. And Gunning not able to play it further as Roach gets barreled into. And now he clears it out.
That was a nice play by Roche.
Tough ball for Smith, and that one just out of his reach. And it is going to be a throw on the far side.
With the fog settling down there.
I know. Tough starting to roll in here. It's almost eerily.
Right.
Middle of the field. Brockton trying to get something here. Good defense again. Sending it to the outside. Probably not necessarily where Roach wanted to bring it, but it did go out of bounds, and now Braintree gets the reinforcements back on defense. 11:45 to go here in the game. Still no score. First round matchup between Braintree and Brockton. The winner of this will face the Franklin Panthers. If Brockton wins, they would host. If Braintree wins, they would have to travel, I believe. Unless they have a neutral site for the next round, but generally the first two rounds are home games for the higher seed.
There's a good chance here, Mike, for Brockton.
It's a throw. Just over 11 minutes. And a good win in the air. As this one shot wide. No deflection, which is good.
I'll tell you, number 6 wide open at the top of the 18.
Santos.
Ball came out, and he had a good look on a volley there.
Well, you can see that it's a little unsettling for these Brockton fans. They've seen what has been a 13-5 season during the regular season. Now they're in danger of potentially allowing Braintree to upset them here in a scoreless game. Of course, this game far from over. As this one now in on goal, and O'Brien able to make the play.
And it was not called offside. That was very, very close. And again, it's when that ball is struck. He might have been parallel with Roche, then just ran by him. He's on his back.
This is the type of game, though, Ted. You're the lowest seed. You have everything to play for. I mean, the higher team is expected to win. Now the pressure's on them.
Correct, for sure, especially at home.
Braintree can take this one. This is probably one of their biggest wins in recent memory. Think about that win over Weymouth, of course, the win against Newton North to get them in the tournament. But, I mean, these are very big games, and that's a tough play. I didn't really like the idea from Baggett bringing it back to his defense. They haven't done it all season, really, that much. No, and I don't think it's the time with 10 minutes to go, although Braintree will still get it.
They don't do it unforced. The problem with these Brockton kids can really move. You gotta communicate there, boys. All right.
That worked out actually pretty well.
It did. That's a nice play by Bostrom.
So that's what you were hoping you'd be able to punt it out uncontested this time, which is what he's able to do. As Dwayne now been one of the best players for Braintree here in this game. Been very strong.
A physical player.
And they're going to call him.
They're going to call him on that.
Well, they're gonna go quick with it. Yeah, see, this is what they do. They don't wait around. And see, look what happens, Ted.
Nice
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with that type of decision.
You're going to put some pressure on him.
Naim now, if he could take a steal, he'd have a chance to go one-on-one. Unique pass, but it didn't work. And Braintree wanted to throw it in quickly, but his sub first.
That was a great play by Danny Blatz. He's going out now, but that was a fantastic play. Oh, geez, looked like he kicked him. How can that not be a call? He got kicked from behind.
Brockton substitution Braintree substitution number 16, Max Webster.
Brockton now back the other way, and the pass behind. Just all out of sorts the last couple of possessions.
You got Perillo going in.
For De Silva.
Braintree substitution number 23, John Posilio.
He's been shaken up De Silva a couple times. Battling something lower leg, it looks like. Just outside the top of the box. This is a dangerous spot. Braintree's got to start to mark somebody's shot. And O'Brien right in the gut. He's been positioned very well in the cage here in this game, and big reason why this still is scoreless.
That's a pretty good scoring effort by Brockton to get the ball and turn in traffic and get the shot off. Nice save by OB. He's coming in.
That's going to be a foul.
Yeah, he's got him. He's got him. No problems. I think you want to take, Bostrom take this kick. You got to take your time. Yeah, ask for 10 is right. Ask for 10.
Needs 3 more yards. Oh, that eluded everybody, and Naim would have had a chance, but was not able to get that ball and play it cleanly in the air.
That was a nice bid by Bostrom.
It's a nice ball up the field. Yep. It eluded everybody. And that's out of bounds on the far side. Careless play.
Let's see what Roche does there. Last time they called him for the improper throw, so he's got to make sure he...
Maybe dial it back a little bit.
Bit.
Still get a good throw, but maybe take a few yards off of it by making it as good as you can. He made sure to drag his right foot. I saw him make sure. Almost like a football player, dragging your foot going out of bounds.
See Bostrom going up, let him cheat a little bit.
Well,
with Caruso and Harrington back.
This is as good a scoring chance as you're going to get maybe here late in the game. 6.5 to go.
Watch Brockton on the transition because they can really fly.
Everybody on the edge of their seats here, Ted. This could be a good scoring chance for the Womps trying to take the first goal of the game. Out in front. As Brockton looking to clear, and they do to the near side. Did not clear it very far, though. The ball went flying in the air, but not further. Now Naim shoots, and it hits the crossbar. And Braintree just missed taking the lead.
I'll tell you, what a shot by Naim.
And the keeper was tested.
He had the goaltender beat.
Goalie he was out of
down.
position.
Yeah.
We've seen that this year, though, Ted. We've seen goalies being out too far and Braintree shooting it and catching them. So both sides have now hit the crossbar, and I talked about maybe it being our best chance, and sure enough, Braintree with a great chance. How is that not a penalty? That should be a card again.
No, they got it. I don't know. He was trying to play the ball and tripped him up, but I think Brentry's going to take their time on this play here.
That's the same. The reason I'm looking for one, Ted, is that was the same type of call they carded a player on earlier. Same exact play on the near side here with Baggett.
I think the difference if the ref thinks he intended to take him down as well, whether he's playing the ball at all.
Just outside the box, as now it's flicked in by Harrington. It'll be a dangerous position, but again, Naim, for the third time here in this game, has found himself in an offside position.
Yeah. But what a... He becomes a different player when he has a chance to score.
That's what I'm saying. You got to get him the ball.
Got
to get him the ball.
Releases and geez, did everything but go
Official time will be kept on the field.
Well, 5 minutes to go, Ted. As you heard the announcement, the time is official only on the field, not up here. We do not know the exact amount of time. And if this one does not find a goal here in the final few minutes, we would head to extra time.
Number 8, Kevin Barboza. Number 12, Eric Brito.
Not sure what's going on here. Someone's coming off.
So another substitution here.
Okay.
Middle of the field. Good battle, both sides.
Yeah, that's a nice hustle by Webster.
Sent towards the goal in front end, headed over the crossbar. As O'Brien did enough to maybe change the header.
I think he did. O'Brien stood his ground, which he has the right to do,
and he didn't hit the player either, which is the right thing. You
the
do not want to make a foul in that situation. I think Braintree's done a nice job inside the box of playing the ball cleanly. We've seen them this season get called for penalty kicks against, and they're tough to swallow, as Baggett got knocked into. Here's Naim. Naim now looking to get the pass ahead, and it was miskicked by the Boxers.
Get back in the play.
Good hustle from Baggett as that's played all the way, and it's going to be picked up by O'Brien as he will send it out. So probably guess maybe 2.5, 3 minutes, Ted.
I think you're right.
That's going to be a foul against Brockton.
You got a chance here. I think you really want to take your time on this one here. This is might be their last legitimate scoring chance.
Well, trying to steal one here late. As this one too far. So it'll be Brockton to take over. They want some subs, and we'll see if they get it. This has been a very entertaining second half, that's for sure. It's been a much better second half than it was back in the first. Even though you see a 0-0 score, you've missed a lot here in the second half. Both sides have hit the crossbar as Webster gets, or rather Smith gets pulled down. It's going to be tough to see whistles late in this game. As it's played towards the sideline, neatly kept in bounce by Smith. Got a challenge there on the sideline. Make a mistake happen. Just waiting to see some sort of an official signal of maybe how much time is left. Brockton continuing to go into their bench.
Brockton substitution number 10, Jaheim Neblet.
Roach able to do enough to work the ball to his defender, and now Braintree will have a throw. Can't be much more than a minute or two left. And Braintree, not a ton of time left. And Braintree right now may be content to let this one go. Roach taking his time, or trying to get a clean grip of the ball. It looks like is what he's trying to do. Both sides looking at the ball. Do not want to foul here. To the near sides, both players in the same spot for the Boxers. As looking to cross it is the Boxers to the middle. Braintree looking to clear. Roach able to barrel it away. And a huge clear. And Roach with the play of the game right there for Braintree. And now he's down on the field.
Johnny on the spot. That was a great play by Kyle Roach. I didn't see what happened.
I think he's okay. I think he's trying to.
I think he might have to come out if.
Yeah, he's going to have to. They stopped the play.
Hopefully he's okay. He's a tough kid. He doesn't want to come out.
No.
I don't know exactly what he did, but that's a great play, great athletic play, and that was too close for comfort, Mike. Right
Very
across
close.
the goalmouth. Kid made a nice move down to the right corner.
Injury substitution number 5, Dan Blazkowski.
And I don't know, Mike, if there's less than a minute. A little penalty, a little injury time put in.
They're going to stack the box. And that's all Braintree there on the clear from Gunning. Play to the outside. And a signal again for another Brockton throw as they try and work some precious seconds here. Looking for a throw. Braintree needs to clear it. Thing to note, we have not seen Jamison since that earlier chance, and that shot just wide.
Yes,
I was just about to mention Jamison, who was shaken up earlier in this game on taking a shot to the head. We haven't seen him yet, Ted, after that.
He might have, I don't know what his situation is, but he banged his head for sure, and he went to the ground. He came out a little dazed, so with the protocol and everything else that's going on, they're gonna shut him down for the night.
Well, if it does go to a potential PK situation, maybe he could come back in. And that's a foul against Brockton. Braintree's going to have to hurry here if they want a chance.
I don't know what he's doing.
Are they whistling it dead, or are they just stopping the clock? What are they doing here?
I don't know if that's regulation. I guess
Oh,
it is.
that's the end of regulation. The two sides.
That is the end of the official game. We'll be starting the
So we will
overtime
head to
in 5
overtime
minutes.
here.
Yes, I still have one of these 3 Musketeers left. Thought I ate them all. Whoa. Free tickets to a movie? Today just keeps getting better.
Hey, can we get our ball back?
Dude, that was a nice 3-pointer.
What can I say, man? I just got that luck with me today.
Dude, today is absolutely
Welcome back here to Brockton High School, start of the overtime session. Mike Wassel and Ted Harrington here on BCAM TV. And Ted, this is going to be 2 10-minute overtime sessions. They'll switch sides, and if we're still tied after that, we would go to golden goal as the shot is taken, and it is going to be wide as Braintree with a good scoring chance right off the bat.
Yeah, not a bad idea to take that shot. Brockton comes out pretty quick.
Well, Braintree hungry. They know what's at stake here. A trip to potentially a game against Franklin. As it's on the far side of the field. As that one deflects off the back of Braintree. As that one cleared away, and the entire Brockton bench looking for a call that's not coming. Nowhere near enough contact in a game like this to see a call in overtime. Looking to mark them down here. Played a minute here in the overtime period.
Let's go!
As the pass is now to the outside, as it goes to the near side now.
That it's sudden death, Mike. Every year they change the rules into the playoffs, but what we're hearing, it's sudden death, which is unusual. Sometimes in years past,
I've seen it both ways.
Yes. So that's what we're hearing.
So it's thrown in by the Boxers. As it's sent towards the box, O'Brien punches it away.
That's a great play by OB.
And Smith in the midst of it. That's a Braintree throw.
That's good hustle by Corey Smith.
Well, maybe that works out in Braintree's favor. You never know if it's a golden goal situation. Because sometimes the team that scores first doesn't necessarily win if you have that
you're right.
2 10-minute overtime periods.
You're right. It just,
I could have sworn, though. I believe, and maybe I was just thinking about it. It was that game that in Lexington that there was 3 goals scored in the final. I don't know. It was 5 or 10 minutes, and I could have sworn.
A different format.
Yeah.
That was a different game too. That was a final game as opposed to the first round.
Looking for a cross. It's sent high and it's sent wide. I don't know how that one stayed out.
Yeah, that's a pretty good move. These kids are very, very quick. And Braintree dodged a bullet there, and let's see how they respond.
Well, Brockton bringing the heat here, as they say. But all it takes is one. That was a neat play by Baggett.
Nice step by Webster.
Got to play strong here if you're Braintree. So maybe it's golden goal, but they do switch sides. That must be the situation. Sent in on goal, and nobody home at the back post, as Braintree will have the goal kick.
We'll hope that Brockton might get tired by the end of the game. They don't seem to be that
tired. If anything, they seem more rejuvenated. It was almost like they saved everything for this overtime session. Who wants it more? That's what it's going to come down to here in this overtime period.
I didn't hear the whistle.
Nope.
Played to the whistle, so.
Well, that's what Braintree was doing.
Yeah.
It's the right thing. Looking to go to the outside, where it's now Smith playing it to the far side for Nime. Nime, who had Braintree's best scoring chance of the game, had hit the crossbar and went out. So now moving it towards the midfield mark as the Boxers getting a little bit of a bounce and a chance coming. Little back heel flip that actually allowed Braintree to set up more defensively. Dangerous slide tackle chance by Baggett as it's blocked away.
Nice play by Caruso to block that.
And now it goes out of bounds, so Braintree will take over. They dodged the bullet. That was a great chance for Brockton. Oh, something maybe creating here, Ted. They got numbers. To the outside for Baggett. Baggett looking to get on his horse. Go one-on-one. As the defense alertly taking it in the middle of the field, still trying to carry it up, and Nime now trying to work it away, and does, but it goes off of him, unfortunately.
That's a good hustle by Nime.
That is a good play.
That's the coach just get rid of it. Challenge number 7.
Well, the coach from the stands. Play is onside, and that goes out of bounds off of Braintree. Harrington was claiming that he was out of bounds before the ball hit him, and they're going to get a corner kick here. Just over 4 minutes to go.
Big play here, Mike, obviously.
It's been all Brockton here in the overtime after a nice flurry for Braintree in the first minute. The Boxers trying to punch their ticket to the next round. Braintree trying to hold off here.
We'll be assessing the situation.
To the back post, headed on goal, stays out, and now it is played to the near side on O'Brien, and he makes the save. That's a huge
Jeez.
heart rate through the roof there, Ted. Well, you're holding your breath. When you saw that ball kick free, it was a great chance for the Boxers, and this one played to nobody on the sideline as Braintree, lucky right now, I think, to still be playing this game. That was loose.
Braintree's on the heels a little bit in overtime. Watch the long ball.
It's been a very entertaining overtime for sure. As Brockton again looking to get something going. Braintree's defense has been very busy here, and this one is out of bounds. So no corner this time.
Yeah, good.
I wonder what the rules are on timeouts in overtime as well. That's something curious. I can't imagine you getting one per overtime session. You probably get one for the two, I would guess.
I would
but Braintree wouldn't be in a bad time to probably take a timeout at this point if they had one, and to try and slow things down. Brockton's bringing the pressure. It's the best we've seen the Boxers play this entire game, and now the ball thrown away.
Look at that. Yeah, that's what you're going to get. I just think they're going to take their time on this. You got Bostrom taking a long kick. Make sure you're onside on the kick.
Bostrom not going to try and take the extra yards if he wanted them. Sent in the direction of Nime. He flicks it towards the goal and right into the keeper's hands.
Yep.
Chiritakis has not had a ton of work, but has not had to make many saves. But all it takes in soccer is one.
Nice recovery by Caruso.
Being challenged on the outside. Roach over there with him as well. Trying to go one-on-one with him. Middle of the field, nice pass. As Baggett has been all over the field here in this overtime period. Little return pass. Space is open, and this one right on the ground. Didn't get any elevation on it. Made it pretty tough for Braintree to see it through the screen.
Nice little give and go by Brockton, keeping it simple.
Well, 90 seconds to go here, Ted. The overtime periods go quickly. It's just 10 minutes. That one gets over everybody. Nime does get ahead on it, and it'll go right back to their keeper. Nime's won most of the balls in the air here in this game, but nobody up there with them. Nice win
by
Webster. Webster being pushed from behind, and play continues. Now they're going to call it.
Yeah, they've been coming from behind a lot, and a lot has not been called. And
does Braintree want to get the substitution in? That's the question.
Down. I think you want to take your time here. I thought it was a little bit closer.
I think this is the right person. Oh, I think Nime wanted to shoot it. They're not going to let him.
All right, let's see what they're going to do here.
Roach trying to pump up the crowd. Roach chips it, middle of the box. Nime on goal, and just over the bar. Just missed.
That was unbelievable. I thought that was in the back of the net, Mike.
Brockton's season was a couple inches away from being over.
Substitution number 20, Matt Stain.
Both sides have had a great chance.
By Roachy, and was that Nime who got the head ball?
Yep, that was Nime.
That was a good.
He wanted to take the free kick, and he was the one that almost had the game-winning goal. Brockton to the outside, and they're going to call a foul against Braintree, I believe. Wow. Do they have stoppage time here in overtime? Well, this is it. This is the last play of overtime. And wow, that is, you've got to be kidding me if you're Brockton. What are you doing? What are you doing there?
You got to kick the ball, Mike. That's,
you know the time is running out. Why wouldn't you kick it?
And it's amazing. They're very quick on the play, on the throw-in, on the free kick.
And then they don't take it there.
And
that doesn't make any sense.
It's one of the nuances in overtime. You don't play overtime in the regular season, so you're not used to it.
But you have to be strict to the 10 minutes. I mean, how much time can you give?
Right.
I mean, you got to give a half a minute for what? There was no stoppages, Ted.
Right. And
why are you going to give a half a minute?
I think this kid might have thought I don't know.
I don't think they really stopped play here either, Ted. I believe they just switch sides and go. So we are going to take a quick break here as we are going to head to double overtime. It is golden goal in a 0-0 game, and we will see what the overtime has in store. The two sides still deadlocked at 0. We'll be right back.
Yes, I still have one of these Three Musketeers left. I thought I ate them all. Oh. Free tickets to a movie? That's gonna just keep getting better.
Hey, can we get our ball back?
Dude, that that was a nice three-pointer.
What can I say, man? I just got that look in me.
Dude, today is absolutely
Welcome back to Brockton High School here for double overtime here in the first round matchup. And the first round has enough action for 2 rounds here, Ted, as Braintree and Brockton scoreless after 90 minutes now. 2 40-minute halves and a 10-minute overtime period. And Nime, with the chance of the game late in the final 45 seconds, had a chance to put Braintree ahead and win the game. And his header just a couple inches over the crossbar.
That didn't miss by much.
A couple of the Braintree fans thought it went in, but you could see it went right over the goal. From our vantage point, we had a little higher up. But the 2 sides now will switch sides, so Braintree going from left to right here for the second overtime period. And we'll see how much gas either team has left in the tank. Here comes Nime. He is slowed down enough. Nime looking to put the game away. And Nime has it knocked off his foot, but Braintree still with it. Baggett will let it go and has it blocked. Braintree with a good chance here early in the second overtime. That's the way they started the first as well, as Brockton plays it out of bounds, but it's off of Braintree. Great opportunity with the foot of Nime in that spot. You're thinking you got to get a great shot off, but Braintree was not able to get the shot off. Good defense by Brockton as this one in towards the far corner where it goes out of bounds, and Braintree will have a goal kick.
Very exciting, obviously. Double overtime, sudden death. Everything you'd want in a game like this, Mike. This is something.
If you joined us late, even with the 0-0 game, there's been a lot of action, especially late in the second half and the first overtime. Both sides have hit the crossbar. Braintree's hit it twice, actually. And Brockton has missed 3 or 4 good chances and close. Good defense by Webster, shading him right to the sideline and wins it away. Webster looking to get it ahead, but just out of the reach as it was knocked away. As Nime had some steps. Settled down by Baggett, works past one, and was that deflected? No, it was not. So it is a Brockton throw with 8 minutes to go here in double overtime. So we do know that the final few seconds will be pretty much accurate as far as the clock goes, Ted. If we do head down to the final 15, 20 seconds, it'll be accurate on the field as this play is still onside apparently. Down in the far corner. Got to be careful here.
Watch for the flop.
Looking for a shot as it deflects in on goal, and an easy save for O'Brien, who's been excellent in goal here in this game. He's been
perfect.
One of the best that probably the best effort he's had most of the season. He's had to be this good for that first half where Braintree was outplayed thoroughly, but they really evened the playing field in the second half. And now it's anybody's game, of course, in a golden goal situation.
You gotta stop the ball here, Mike.
Good job by Dwayne, and he goes down for a flop. We both had that one, Ted.
They weren't buying that one.
Goes out of bounds, Braintree throw. There actually wasn't much complaint from the sideline there, actually, Ted. Maybe more from the stands, but I think the players on the field understand that in a game like this, you're trying to get yourself an advantage, but the referees in a game like this aren't going to buy for that late. As down on the far side, it is Smith, and that was close to a handball. That was close. As Roach, nice directional header. Dwayne to the outside, got run into. Easily enough contact for a whistle. This has been one of the best games we've seen this season. And Braintree hoping that the final goal will be in their favor of this one. Smith playing it off the defender, now has some space. Smith chipping it slow enough, but not enough. Oh, it's still loose, says the defender. And the goalie, and a little bit of a miscommunication. Imagine that, Ted, if the ball popped free and Basillo had the open goal to shoot at.
The goaltender doesn't have a great kick, and he really throws it or rolls it out the majority of the time.
Excuse me, that was Gunning, not Pasillo, in front. Down on the far side of the field. As the Boxers trying to thread the pass. It's sent across the field by Webster. Dangerous spot. Blocked away once and twice by the Braintree defense. And now coming in is Bostrom. Still loose as it's blocked for the third time by Braintree. And the defense getting a pat in the back there. That's 3 block shots.
Yeah, that's a nice block by Caruso at the end. Those guys had some good shots. Big play here, Mike. So they defend this.
The Boxers trying to get their team to the next round. They have another corner. 5 minutes to go. We're halfway through the second overtime. Sent to the back post, and that went over everybody.
Yeah, that's
still in bounce, and it's going to be a Brockton throw. Braintree could have had numbers moving up the field if they got it.
That's a nice effort by Webster. Big throw here.
Got to box it up here. Brockton looked for a handball that's not coming, and play stop for the moment. As Naim knows this one's going out of bounds and probably does the right thing and conserves his energy here. Maybe he'll get one more good opportunity here in this game, Ted. He's got to save his energy for it.
When he gets a chance, he does capitalize.
And now an injured player down on the field for Brockton. They'll stop the play here with 4:05 to go on the clock.
Didn't see what happened there.
He's going to have to come off the field. Could be a cramp at this point. You play this long, this many minutes, dehydration type of thing.
It's been a high energy game too.
So he's going to have to come off the field, like I said, as they'll get a substitution in.
Brockton injury substitution, number 2, Mario Dos Santos.
So play continuing. Harrington deep in his own end. Allows Caruso, and that goes deflecting in front of the goal with Roach trying to clear it. Still loose. Dangerous shooting space. Shot! Score! And Brockton has won the game. Here in the golden goal situation, as Braintree not able to clear it, and the Boxers will advance in a well-played game, and the Braintree season comes to an end on a perfect strike just outside the 18.
Yeah, that's a...
Goal scored in the 3rd minute of the second overtime by the captain, Luis Calola, assisted by number 8, Kevin Barboza. Reminder the fans. Reminder the Brockton fans, Franklin High School will be coming here at the end of this week. Just look at the website. The announcement, Franklin High School will be traveling to Brockton for the next